In 2025, something unprecedented happened. Meghan Markle didn't just lose support in Britain, she lost the world. Across the United States, the UK, and beyond, public opinion shifted from curiosity to criticism to outright rejection.
But were trashed around the world. Indeed, in the US this year, Meghan Markle is beating P. Diddy to be named the most disliked celebrity of the year.
In a year-long public vote watched by millions, Meghan Markle ranked among the most disliked public figures in America, not because of one scandal, but because of a pattern. A pattern involving a father left alone in a hospital, a husband increasingly isolated from his family, and a royal institution pushed to the brink by constant public attacks. This is not a hate piece. This is an examination, because when you connect the moments, the decisions, and the consequences, the question is no longer why Meghan is controversial, but how so much damage followed one person everywhere she went.
And here on Outspoken, you will know that every single day, our millions of viewers vote for their union jackass. And we have collated every single vote across the course of the year, and we are now into our top 10 countdown. And at number 8, yes, that's right, it is the Duchess of Delusion herself, Meghan Markle.
Perhaps the most disturbing moment came during Paris Fashion Week, when Meghan posted a video after attending the Balenciaga show. The footage showed her driving through the streets of Paris, not just any street, but the area near the Alma Tunnel where Prince Harry's mother, Princess Diana, tragically died.
Paris, right near the tunnel where Prince Harry's mother, Princess Diana, was killed on a Saturday night. That was not coincidence, Kristen.
This was no coincidence. It was a calculated move, an act that crossed every boundary of emotional manipulation. Experts suggest that Meghan has exploited Diana's legacy from the beginning to emotionally control Prince Harry. During their early dates, she wore Princess Diana's favorite perfume while claiming to know nothing about her, despite having read Andrew Morton's famous biography. This represents a twisted form of manipulation, using a partner's greatest tragedy to control them. Meghan has even claimed that Diana spoke to me in a dream, which appears to be emotional blackmail. And it's working, because Harry is completely trapped.
And then more recently, of course, the debacle over her father, Thomas Markle. His leg is amputated, Christine. Not only does she not go to the hospital, in a PR claim, which proved to be completely untrue, she said, I've reached out. Then it's emerged, Christine, that the letter that she sent was actually a dressing down. The dude's just lost her leg, and she's still attacking him for having a relationship with the Daily Mail. Despite the fact, Christine, she has relationships with lots of journalists, including, by the way, Bryony Gordon, a columnist at the Daily Mail itself, but she's also sold her story to the highest bidder for Netflix, for Spotify, for Lemonada. The list goes on. Christine, does Meghan Markle deserve to be in the top 10 union jackasses in the world for 2025? And if so, why?
Absolutely.
Perhaps Meghan's greatest cruelty is her treatment of her own father, Thomas Markle. He raised her single-handedly during her teenage years when her mother, Doria Ragland, wasn't around. He spent approximately $750,000 on her university education. He laid the foundation for her career and gave her every possible support. And today, Thomas Markle is hospitalized in the Philippines with an amputated leg.
Her behavior has been appalling right from the moment. When she first stepped onto the stage, we gave her the benefit of the doubt. We welcomed her. I welcomed her. I thought, fine, okay, we've all got to get with it. We've got to have some more color in the royal.
And his daughter has not only refused to visit him, but hasn't sent him a single penny. When initial reports claimed Meghan had reached out, this proved completely false. Yes, she sent a letter, but even in that letter, she lectured her father about his relationship with the Daily Mail, while she herself has sold her story to Netflix, Spotify, Lemonada, and countless other outlets.
Harry has never been to see his father-in-law is astonishing.
Prince Harry has never met his father-in-law. This is astonishing. Two children who have never seen their grandfather. Meghan's excuse is that it would be a media circus. But with private jets and arranged rendezvous, this was entirely possible. If it had happened, the world would know because Meghan craves publicity. What did Thomas Markle do wrong? He was a Hollywood photography director who understood Los Angeles's paparazzi culture. When unflattering photos were appearing, he thought he'd arrange some better staged photographs. This wasn't an attack on his daughter or the royal family, it was just normal industry thinking. But Meghan used this mistake because perhaps she was embarrassed by her white father. The narrative was about a black woman entering the British royal family, so giving her mother Doria Ragland a prominent position at the wedding suited her agenda better. This calculated coldness is something no humane person should possess.
Family, etc. She was given the benefit of all the possible doubts in the world, and she has thrown away all that goodwill by her attitude, by her behavior towards her father, her behavior towards the king. Do you know, I mean, the idea that
experts call her a super narcissist of cosmic proportions and an arch media manipulator. Meghan knows exactly how to generate publicity. Before entering the royal family, she fooled everyone. People welcomed her, gave her the benefit of the doubt, thought diversity in the royal family was positive. But Meghan destroyed all that goodwill through her attitude and behavior. Her conduct has been appalling, not just toward her father, but toward King Charles as well. She is grotesquely inhumane toward close family members. All of this is driven by her personal publicity frenzy and desire for monetization. Someone who can treat the father who did so much for her this way shows equal insensitivity toward Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Philip, and sick family members, Catherine and King Charles. Catherine was battling cancer. King Charles is still undergoing cancer treatment. Yet Meghan and Harry gave them no peace.
I'm sorry, not now because he's stuck in hospital, but it would have been the easiest thing in the world. They've got private jets at their disposal. They could easily have arranged a rendezvous. And don't tell me that it's happened and they haven't told us. If it had happened, we would have known about it. And the idea that Thomas Markle is now in goodness knows what sort of state, has lost his leg, heaven knows if he'll even survive the whole thing, and he still hasn't met his son-in-law, he hasn't met his grandchildren, and he's completely estranged from his awful shitty daughter. I mean, it's look at him, the poor man, he has done nothing.
Perhaps Meghan's greatest crime is the complete ruination of Prince Harry. Before meeting Meghan, Harry was one of the British royal family's most popular members. According to YouGov polls, he regularly polled higher than even the late Queen Elizabeth II, an astonishing fact. Today, his unpopularity is shocking. Harry has become an innocent pawn, like a cat and mouse game. Meghan plays with him as a cat plays with a mouse, and he cannot escape. Frankly speaking, Harry is thick. He has completely surrendered his intelligence to Meghan. He became captivated by an ostensibly attractive woman and is now completely manipulated. Rumors suggest they don't even live together in the Montecito mansion. Harry lives elsewhere at someone else's house. This isn't an affair, but it's a clear sign of an unhappy marriage. Palace staff used to call him the hostage, and that's exactly what happened. He's been taken hostage, kidnapped if you will, by Meghan. He's besotted, God knows why, and cannot escape. It's a pathetic spectacle. A royal prince who has lost his identity, his family, and his legacy.
I want a slice of the pie. Sorry, to this day, I don't even think he did something wrong. I really don't.
No.
He wasn't attacking his daughter. He wasn't attacking his son-in-law. He was trying to get pictures of himself out there. And I think Meghan used it, Neil, because deep down, she was embarrassed about her father. Her father didn't fit the narrative, did he? He was a white guy. And she didn't want that, did she? Because the whole narrative at that time was about a black woman marrying into the British royal family. So it suited her purposes to have Doria Ragland there. But let's just remember, Neil, that's her mother, by the way. Doria Ragland wasn't around for all of her teenage years when Thomas Markle raised her solo. Paid for her to go to university, Neil, about $750,000, we are told. Now he's in a hospital in the Philippines, and she's still not sent him a penny. Not.
If they were truly happy in Montecito, why is Harry so desperate to return to the UK? This is the clearest sign of a miserable marriage. Reports indicate that for over a year, Harry has wanted to spend increasing amounts of time in the United Kingdom, but he's trapped. He cannot admit his mistake because he's lost everything. So his plan now is to spend more time in the UK, away from Meghan. Meghan. She'll never want to come to the UK because she knows she's despised here. She was booed outside St. Paul's Cathedral during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee. That moment sealed her decision. This is not a sign of a happy marriage. It's a deeply unhappy marriage where one partner is trapped and the other has successfully isolated him from everything he once knew.
Particularly one that had done so much for her in her early years, get her career off the ground, and forms the foundation of everything that she's achieved for herself since. But I mean, she is a super narcissist of cosmic proportions and an arch media manipulator herself, of course. She knows very well how to generate publicity for herself. Again, the grotesque example that you quoted of her at the Balenciaga show in Paris, and with the Alma Tunnel in the background and all the rest of it. I mean, how appalling that was. You think of the hurt that she's prepared to cause close members of her own family just in order to feed her personal frenzy for publicity and wanting greater acceptance, which she can then monetize, because that's ultimately what it's all about as well. Of course, she's a publicity junkie herself, but basically it's the money that she really wants. And she's been enormously successful on the back of zero talent, in my view. Why Netflix are prepared to pay huge sums of money to have her as a person.
What makes Meghan's behavior especially twisted is her treatment of sick family members. Let's not forget that both Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and King Charles were battling cancer when Meghan and Harry continued their public attacks and revelations. Shoo. There's something uniquely twisted about treating sick family members in this manner, showing no compassion, no humanity, no basic decency. This pattern extends to her father, who is now disabled and alone in a foreign hospital, to her husband, who is emotionally imprisoned, and to the royal family members who welcomed her with open arms only to be repaid with betrayal and public humiliation. How?
But it's also been emotional manipulation of Prince Harry. I mean, remember, this is a woman who wore Princess Diana's perfume on the early dates with Prince Harry, but pretended to know nothing about her, even though that she had read Andrew Morton's book. I mean, I'm about the same age as Meghan Markle. Anyone of our era was very much impacted by the death of Princess Diana. And I just feel it's twisted the way that she has, even in the latter days of their marriage, tried to say, oh, Diana spoke to me in a dream, for example. It's all about, I think, emotionally manipulating her husband.
Meghan Markle in 2025 isn't just a controversial figure. She's a case study in narcissism, manipulation, and calculated cruelty. She abandoned her father, manipulated her husband, damaged the royal family, and hurt family members battling cancer. This isn't just a media narrative. It's the collective assessment of millions of people voting and expressing their displeasure. In America, in the UK, around the world, people are witnessing how one person can sacrifice everything: relationships, family bonds, basic human decency for personal ambition. Thomas Markle is in a hospital, disabled and alone, separated from his daughter. Prince Harry is estranged from his family. The royal family is permanently damaged. And Meghan, she's the most disliked celebrity of the year, a title that's the natural consequence of all her choices. The year 2025 has shown the world who Meghan Markle truly is, and the world has delivered its verdict. Verdict number 8 on the Union Jackass list, and perhaps even that position is too generous.
And there's no excuse for the way that he treated his family. There really isn't. No. And especially the late Queen Elizabeth II, especially the late Prince Philip, and let's just not forget Catherine, while she was battling cancer, and King Charles, while he is battling cancer. There's something uniquely twisted about treating sick family members.